So last time you got to the crux of the matter inside of this haunted, ghosty shadow water ship. I'm very happy that I got to say that sentence out loud. That just made me very tickled there. So, you confronted the roiling mass of energy that had sundered the bottom layer of this ship apart. Fought a kind of coalesced shadow and fire snake. And Margot stepped to the edge of a literal magical abyss and pulled back from dipping into it with 3 words. Not this way. Her companions there to pull her away from the edge of chaos and madness. And she listened. And she fought back against the dark impulses that had been building in her and creating fear for a very long time, as she's felt alone in her mission to fight off the quarry. And in the moment where she could have reached out and taken power enough to fight them back on her own, she felt companions. You successfully tamed the Briarheart within her after it got 1 or 2 last licks of delicious energy out of the space around you before sucking back into Margot's chest cavity. You had a discussion with Tybius, the husband of the captain of the ship, who sacrificed himself to magically seal this place off so that anyone who knew about it could not find it. He charged you with a mission, actually 2. 1, to find his son who was ruined by this corrupting, mutating magic and find a way to end his eternal life. But also to put Margot down if she ever lost control. With those 2 caveats, he releases the magic on the ship and fades back into the chaos which has been the chaotic magical energy which has been his home for seemingly centuries. And he releases the warping and the spatial distortion on the ship. And you are free to move about. So, soldiers, you stare at a literal example of corrupting power. What are you doing?
Still clinging to Yaslin and
Yeah.
Margot sits between them, just shivering, tense.
I don't know about the rest of you, but I think that we should gather up our supplies that we need from here and get out of here as quickly as we can. I don't really want to stay in here much longer.
I think that would be best.
I'm on the same
Duh.
page.
Are you all okay to go?
And Tierman is kind of like spinning her finger, and her floating disc is kind of following lazily as she guides it. I mean, I can do about 2 of these for an hour, so that'll help us carry things. Get them back to the ship, nice and easy. Each one can hold about 2.5 big people. I'm talking about like maybe 2 of Yaslin and maybe like 2.5 of Dro.
Look over at Dro. Are you doing okay, man? You seem to have acquired something there.
Start to just look up where the eye is. Yeah, that's just another topic we need to talk about. And preferably not here.
Bro, do you pay attention to the eye at all? As
Joe's
you're
trying to
talking about
focus
this?
fully on what the eye is seeing. And not his normal, the new one.
On his normal eyes, he's trying to block out the third.
No, vice versa.
Reverse. Okay. Give me a perception check. Oh, it wanted to be a 20.
Still there. Just dirty.
Dirty dice roller. Something weird. Those colors that you saw earlier. Now that there's not literally life-threatening things like trying to kill you, you're able to focus in on it a little bit more. And you can see the shape, the physical world around you a little bit, you know, just fine. It feels a little bit different. The angle's a little bit different. Things are a little less in focus with this eye. But you can see these people around you. Margot has the color around her, almost like fracturing and shifting into other colors, and then almost as if you had like a big bucket of broken glass. You reached your hands in and like pulled up, and just the way that the glass would like fall over itself of different hues. That's what she looks like. Yaslin, hers seems a little more stable right now than you would normally give to her. Kind of this earthen reddish fire that doesn't flicker very much. It's like this settled tone, almost like a pillar of flame coming up from the ground beneath her. And Seamus is dark, as you would imagine. But instead of wispiness and shadow kind of tendrils. It's a little bit more close to like a sphere, very controlled darkness, and you get a sense of like observance. Tierman has kind of this pink, white, ghostly vibe around her, and the tip of it is white, and it's very shaky right now. And Dyer is, you have this swirling orange spiral, kind of starts high and draws low.
Looking at Tierman, what is, I guess, does she look scared?
Roll me an insight check with advantage. Yeah. She's terrified. She's doing her best to keep it together, focus on the things that are interesting, focus on the next step of get the loot, get the repair items, and get out of here. But she is not an adventurer. Took a He took a boatsmith and threw him into a war zone.
And then questions in regards to Yaslin and Dyer's. One of theirs is more active from the ground going up, and then the other is more active from the top going down.
Yep.
And then Seamus's is one steady sphere. And Marco's is just a collage
I'm
right
a mess
now.
and falling apart.
Okay. Yeah,
Bro, roll me a Constitution save.
Okay.
Also.
Ooh.
Look at all these rolls from Duro.
No puking for you.
20, 21,
I
22.
think I want to. Oh. Dro's gonna take whatever cloth he can find and wrap it around his head to cover the eye to cut that side off. For now.
Sure.
But he's also keeping in mind Yaslin Dyer's. What is. Can I get a feel for Dyer?
Roll insight at advantage. Oh. No, that's fine. 21. You see Dyer less present than you've ever seen him before. He's not totally there. He's got a 1,000-yard stare kind of forward and to the left. It's not even at the magic. He's not looking at anything around you. He's deep in his mind.
So as Dro starts to tie this, whatever cloth he can find around his forehead, probably become very difficult because I don't think he would let go of Margot's hand. Just step over and kind of put his hand on Dyer's shoulder. You good?
Yes. I think I've just discovered where I'm off to next.
God, I wish I didn't close that eye.
This isn't.
And where would that be?
I never expected to find anything like this for myself. I'm sure we don't have the full story yet. And with your 21, the way he says story in this is with severe reverence. But there's something about this that is more ancient to Aeon than anything a lot of us have actually ever managed to get close to. I'm terrified. This is horrible. And you changed.
Yeah.
He kind of recalls for a second. Dro, I don't know what I would become if I went down there and you stopped me from going. You kicked me away. Thank you.
Honestly, that was just pure instinct.
And I thank you for being the type of person who has the instinct to save a friend.
Yeah. Even if there are some that I have yet to be able to save, you either were lucky enough or unfortunate enough to not have met my other half, who, let's just say, would have not have done the same. Which, in this aspect, was good. But recalling the conversation and glancing over at Margot and Yaslin, that just happened with the deal of being able to pull the trigger on Margot if needed. That conversation made me realize that I would not be the one to do it, but my other half would be. And now that I don't have him, glance over at Yaslin, she might be replacing that. And
You were his control?
more like humanity. I saw people for the good. See people for the good that they are, even if they don't. And he glances at everybody. Kim, on the other hand, ironically enough, kind of same mindset as Yaslin, as he would rather take the more violent approach, which is fine. The caveat is only one of us could have control. So
Where did you go, bro?
rolls up his sleeve with the blue scar up his arm. That's a question I am still trying to find the answer to. And he'll pull the sword out from his back. This is what I have now. As a trade that I most definitely did not want to do. But the previous conversation, it was a dire situation, and in my view, it was the only way to get everyone out safe.
The instinct to protect your friends, even at the cost of another.
Yes, but before he was gone, I did make a promise. And I don't go back on my promises. And while he's talking to Dyer, he squeezes Margot's hand.
To answer your question, Dro, sorry, that was premise and context on my thinking. Nor do I. My promises are important to me. I didn't volunteer it. But a promise has been made of me. And I accept it. So, I will be leaving you. With some version of haste. To figure out the best way to spread news of this place so that others cannot find it, yet not attract too much attention to bring out the magical big guns who, to attract the few that could get through this set of barriers. At least that's the hope. Make it sound just juicy enough to be worth searching for, but not enough for a large enterprise level investment. Hopefully that'll be enough.
If it's based off some of your previous stories, I think it will be.
I am humbled. Thank you. Margot.
She's still holding on to Yaslin and Joe's hands, but she is focused on the magic.
He's gonna kind of step in front of you and very gently reach his hands out to kind of cup your face. It's all right. I'm a friend, remember? Hey. And this whole time you guys have known Dyer, being touchy is not a big trait of his. He gently touches your face. Comparatively speaking, I have thousands of stories about people who went too far. And now I have 4 of people who let power go. I imagine you feel incredibly weak right now. But my dear, I have never personally seen such strength.
I don't know if I can do that again.
Probably not. But I think you went into that situation sort of alone. And I don't believe you're there anymore. And he very specifically glances down at the two hands that you're holding. You can do this. All right.
Probably will be easier to believe you once we're away from this.
He smiles, takes his hands away. So, good work.
Need to fix this ship and leave.
Right. Where do you guys go first?
I think we're still headed north.
No, north would be fine as long as we can repair Blushy.
Tierman, the supplies you have now, will that work? Or is there more that we need to gather?
Oh, I don't have anything. I mean, we came here to grab stuff and we haven't grabbed stuff yet, so we gotta grab stuff.
Didn't you tell us you were grabbing stuff?
I mean, I grabbed some, like, knickknacks. I didn't grab, like, big planks of wood or anything. I was taking notes. This place is, like, the most gross and terrifying holy grail I know of for shippy people.
We should.
So, no, I didn't grab much. I was kind of having fun.
Well, we should get away from this, and he'll start to pull Margot back towards Seamus.
Sounds like a great idea. She's gonna conjure her second floating disc.
Seamus is grabbing boards and starting to load them onto the discs.
Sounds good. Everybody give me an investigation check for scouring the ship in general. We'll kind of just do this as like its own parallel.
There it is.
There we are. We can't find shit.
Oh, Yaslin has eyes and they're working!
Dro has
Also,
3 and he
Kiki,
rolled
I
a
think
1.
Yours are
Bro has
invisible,
too many
right?
eyes.
Mark,
I roll an
it's going through
advantage for
withdrawals, it's okay.
Tierman because this is shippy stuff. And then Dyer. Where is it? There it is. Okay. Did I get one from Seamus? Okay, 22 to 4. Yeah, Dro and Margot are the emotional support blankets for each other at the moment. They're not super helpful. But Dyer, Yaslin, Tierman, Seamus, you guys find quite a bit of stuff. And it does take you more than an hour to get everything out, but overall, you get quite a bit. I'm gonna take a note and I'll figure out the exact details of what you found, but you've essentially found plenty to repair the ship with. I mean, some of the specialty stuff that you need, like Griffin Silk, is not available. You found some stuff that can kind of substitute for now, but it's a very poor replacement. But all the basics, like repairing the structure of the ship, that's going to be just fine. Okay, so that is taken care of. What else are you guys doing? Or is there anything else you want to do besides just look for basic materials?
I mean, if
And
there's
is
any
there
golden
anything
magic
other than-
items.
Oh my
Is
gosh,
there any-
and there she is!
Is there anything besides like basic building materials that you guys would want to grab the ship? So
I think
feel
we
free to start
wanna-
exploring stuff like that.
I think we'd want to grab some of that black powder.
Okay.
Can we
A
take a
barrel.
carrot?
We could take a barrel of it.
Yeah, a
Yeah,
cannon
we
or
could
two.
just take a whole barrel of it.
The Blushwing's not armed. We need something.
Okay.
We're taking cannons and cannonballs and some barrels.
Also remember, I have a bag of holding.
How
Oh.
much do you have in that?
The staff.
Because it does have limitations, but it is really good.
Let me see.
It was pretty full with
Oh, I have.
bags of blood at one point.
Oh god, we just empty it now and just.
Seamus, drink your juice boxes.
No, we're not supposed to empty this right now. We're gonna need some of that.
I don't think you want to expose it to this magic.
Oh yeah, that's probably right.
Yeah.
You know, just-
Probably not a good idea.
It's like hormones infused into your blood.
I would also walk over to Yaslin at some point and hand her this shield that I found in the nest and just say, I don't know if you can do anything with this, but I'm not really sure if anybody else could either. So I'm gonna give it to you to hold on to for now.
Okay.
And then
Oh, yeah, I
I would
actually am.
I would want to go look in the nest because I know that there were things in there before I ran off.
There were. So let's address the nest in a little bit. Any other exploration that you guys want to do while you're on the ship? Feel free to move around. Things should make sense for like moving between locations now. You guys may need a refresh to see the all the warp triggers.
I want to go on that
Oh,
run with the portrait. So
And the
bad.
I'm
only
like-
the only one that's not clear is getting to the captain's quarter. I'll show you where that one is.
Oh,
I'm like, I want to
Bouncing
leave
around.
the room with the portrait, and then I want to. I'm so curious about what was behind that stupid slime wall or whatever.
I think it was this magic.
Okay, so
Should I
portrait room first.
Right? I don't know.
I don't know where to go to get there.
I
have
don't
to-
know why.
This is a
Like,
This is actually a stairwell with a door that leads up to another location.
So I go up the stairs.
Like right. Do you guys see a little clicky bit right here?
I clicked on the stairs.
Oh, I think I'm.
and
Yeah.
Aslan's doing some weird
I was trying
adventuring
to find the
stuff.
portrait room, but I'm not near the portrait room.
Wait.
Oh,
Oh,
Dro's
fun.
coming back.
I didn't.
The captain's quarters.
Wait,
Oh.
Dro, refresh. You're not supposed to be up. That's an old one.
Okay. That's why I was confused.
Oh, I found the room, I think.
Yeah, everybody refresh if you haven't done so already.
I did.
Yep. So just because things aren't necessarily lined up map-wise, that door at the top of this room will lead you to the room that you guys started in. And if you want to go to the captain's room, that is here. There's like
I
there's
see.
now like a ladder that leads up.
Oh, wait. How do we get to the other one?
Is this? I think this
Yeah.
room right here is.
So this here is the portrait room.
And then you just closed the door on yourself.
I did.
Okay, so what are you guys doing up in here?
Joe's just gonna look at the painting again.
I want to look
Okay.
at the note that is pinned to the table with a knife.
Ooh, okay. Dro, you see that woman that you met in the spa. She has more clothing on in this picture. As the last one, you met her at the spa, so she was kind of like in swim gear.
She still had more clothing than Yaslin in that moment, but
Well,
That is true.
Shantir? Is that her name?
Shantir. You see that portrait of her once more. Let me see here. And very strong and proud, looks like a hardened warrior, absolutely. And it doesn't show it in this image, but behind it is a glorious ship. And on the back of it says, the Wallbreaker.
Just kind of stare at it and recall the conversation and what her goal is. Basically to hunt down her own son. I think at that moment, Dro's just trying to comprehend why a parent would do that to their child.
Seamus. You go over and there is what is some sort of like large parchment on this table that was ripped, and there are like little fragments all over for it. There's a tidbit of writing on that last portion. What languages do you know?
All of them? No, that's a lie. Let's see. Abyssal, Common, Infernal, Thieves' Cant, and Undercommon.
Okay. It is. Oh, I think we talked about this in the other room. It's a different dialect of Thieves' Cant. Is similar to something you picked up in the captain's room. And it does look like a portion of a map. And it's got like just a ring of rocks in that little bit there. Like it looks like maybe it's like just a kind of a swath of like very closely connected islands or something, but like the way that the map is drawn, it doesn't look necessarily like water.
Okay.
Other things. What are you guys doing?
I think Yaslin wants to see what's in this weird-looking small chest back here.
Okay. Yaslin, you go and look at it, and it's a chest about this size. And it's got like dings and scratches. There's very clearly like a saber strike against it. Or some sort of like long bladed weapon. Give me an investigation check.
Yeah, I'm not really great though. It's a 4.
The chest was in the fight. I mean, so was the rest of this room. And you go over and you go to like lift the lid of the chest up, and it's locked.
No.
There is a key right next to it.
Okay.
That seems like haphazardly like thrown.
This seems kind of suspicious, but I guess she'll take it and see if it fits.
Okay.
She's like, it's a trap.
The key is a mimic.
Oh my gosh, this key is a mimic. It's,
Oh, wow.
I'm still shoving it in the lock, and I'm like,
Don't
you're
give him
gonna open
ideas.
it.
What are you doing?
Okay. You open it up. The key slides inside. It opens up, and inside is like velvet padding. It's kind of like red with some like gray freckles on it. And inside of it sits a helmet. It's large, even for your standards. You could probably put it on over your antlers, or over your horns.
Oh gosh.
It's got kind of like space for pointed ears. It's got like a central ridge that runs down. It's kind of like a gunmetal gray. It's got green, kind of gemmy eye slits with a overall kind of like an arched mouth, almost like a. As I do that, I recognize like like surround my beard just perfectly.
It's got like a face visor.
It's like it's the type of helmet that would like fit down like over
Oh.
like this.
There's a fancy helmet over here, guys. Anyone want to try it on?
No.
Already got a new accessory that I didn't want.
I mean, look, you could use this to cover it up.
Perhaps we wait to see what it is tomorrow once we're all well rested.
Okay. You want? We can just take this whole box, I suppose. Close the lid, lock it, and. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna take that. Is this?
Distro? Oh, sorry.
Sorry. Is that book right there? Just a ledger.
It is a book.
Can I understand it?
Your languages?
Common, Draconic, and then I have Orc, but we'll just say it's Ptolemy.
Oh, okay, that's right.
Yeah.
No. You've seen it on this ship before, though. Kind of square, stout letters. And it was, you saw it briefly when Dro was messing with the bookshelf previously.
Just multiple copies of the same book?
No, it's just the
Joe.
same language.
Oh, okay. I was like, Joe, there's an extra copy of that book you were looking at. It might as well be to her, because it all looks the same. So she does say that. She's like, there's an extra copy of the book you were looking at over there. Over here.
Words are for nerds.
Joe didn't understand any of it either.
Wasn't some of it giant?
Might have been.
I don't know, giant.
Maybe misremembered.
It would make sense for a bunch of Goliaths to know giant, though.
Seamus, give me an intelligence check. Or yeah, give me investigation on this one. I'll give you that.
Will you
Okay.
accept a 26?
Just short. No.
27 skill check.
You are very well versed in books and language. I mean, you have to be. It's part of your job. After the weirdness of this place is kind of worn down, your mind can kind of think a little clearer, finally. It looks to be kind of a cross between Terran and Giant. Both very earthy based languages.
Here, Joel, let me throw this book in your bag.
I'll just open the bag, but still staring at the portrait.
Is this a giant chest in the corner?
It is a giant chest.
Can I inspect it?
Yeah, give me an investigation check. Yaslin's like, I'm not a rogue. I'm gonna open this thing. You look at it, and you can see that the lid's already open, kind of like what you guys saw in the in through the windows earlier. And you can see kind of a green glow coming up from below.
Yoslin, do you want to take a look in here?
Sure. Is it a trap? Now I feel like I'm being set up. Wait a second.
I didn't see any
Take a look
traps.
first. Let me.
No, it's fine. I'll just.
Back! There is no bottom to this chest. It goes almost directly down to stare at the corrupting miasma below.
Oh.
Can I inspect the chest to see if there are any like sigils or rune markings that could have been used as containment wards?
Yeah, give me an Arcana check. Okay. Also, I think you're rolling to me privately.
Oh, sorry. Jeez. 18.
You look on it, and This is magic in general, far above your pay grade. But there doesn't seem to be anything on here that would suggest the chest was altered, physically or runically. But you are in a weird space in general.
Seeing that it just drops down to like the corruption below, I think I would like try to close the lid unless Yaslin would prevent me from doing that. But I
No,
just want to
Yaslin's
see.
not stopping you from that.
And Margot,
Margot
give me
drops. No.
Margot, give me a wisdom save.
No! I was joking!
I was already planning on doing it as soon as you said you went over.
Oh gosh, don't make me grab you.
That's not bad. That's not bad. That's 16.
16.
I can beat
There
this
is-
damn plant's ass. That's about all I can do.
There is a definite moment of like Margot looks a little glazy, and cinematically, like her eyes only like the purple is gone, like they just kind of like reflect the green glow. She might like lean forward a little bit and then like blink, and Seamus.
I'm it shut. Let's get out of here before we grow any more eyes.
I don't.
Anything else you guys are doing in this room?
Margot
I might
is
replace
walking
Champ
around.
with Spud.
What? Still not looking at you, but
Where's
I'm
that
like a
one?
potato, growing extra eyes.
Seamus, give me an investigation check, just like being who you are, just like you're in. Oh shit!
Being who you are.
Something in you, Seamus, just instinctively tells you there's more to this room. Like as you're like saying your Spud joke to Dro, you're about to walk out the door and you turn and say it to him, and there's a very thin amount of space behind the painting. And you see like all the way down, but in the bottom, what would be the bottom left corner, the light does not come through properly. Like you can see, like it's just for like a split glance, but you notice like, okay, I can see through to the other side of the wall, down, 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 nothing for just a hair, and then I can look down to the floor.
Yeah, I'll go over to the painting and try to maybe move it aside.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big, heavy painting. Might even be worth something, but you know, it's not. You know, it's mounted and whatever. So yeah, you go and like move it to the side. About a 5-inch piece of wood or ivory that's white falls to the ground.
can I pop a divine sense while I'm sitting in here?
Remind me what it tells you.
Full description. Where'd it go?
Celestial fiend undead.
yeah.
Oh, you get undead vibes all over this place.
That's what. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Seamus, it's a piano key.
Hey, Margot,
Yes.
that lullaby you were trying to play. I think I've got another one of your keys here. No.
Oh.
Hand her the key.
I mean, we could go See what happens.
How many keys are we missing?
We
I
found
think
two.
still. There were 6 missing, I believe.
So we're still missing.
4 keys?
You know, the idea still stands. We could maybe just pry some off some other notes that aren't being used.
Has anyone checked up these stairs yet?
What stairs?
I don't. Well, like,
No.
That's a good. Where's Dyer and Tierman? Are they with us?
they're still in the other room because I just haven't done anything with them. But yeah, they're wandering around and
Okay.
like they're with you.
I think Dro would be the last one to walk out of this room. Eventually, we'll.
Oh, also with a natural 20 and 29, Seamus, you left gold on the table.
Immediate stop.
That's what happened.
As far as general valuables in this room, there are 5 gold cups worth about your estimate, just a few gold coins each, and the bag of gold has 126 gold in it. And I mean, it's a natural 20 for a 29, which is just ridiculous. You also know that, Seamus's spider sense, like his loot spider sense, went like ham all of a sudden. This is some sort of cupboard that you haven't investigated or anything yet.
Check it out.
It opens up and you see lots of bottles. You see rums, whiskeys, ryes, liquors, wine. There's like racks of where you would put the bottle in vertically. And then down below you see kind of the reverse, or you see where you put the bottles in horizontally. Down below you see vertical slots for other things that, for whatever reason, need to stand upwards. And then you see a flat shelf kind of in the middle with like a bunch of weirdly shaped bottles as well. Some of them very vibrant.
Yeah, I would inspect some of the vibrant bottles. Maybe
Oh
pocket of rum.
yeah.
Are there like little shooter rums like you get on an airplane kind of thing?
No, they were Goliaths. It's a big
Alright.
bottle.
Big bottle of Kraken.
Right. So there's liquors and even some like very pure looking water. Couple of possible alchemical agents and definitely potions.
Sure, you want to put some of these in your bag too? I don't know what they are, but maybe we can work on identifying some kind of lotions and potions here.
I think this would be the first time Dro looks away. And he'll walk over to Seamus. Yeah. So
First time you look away from the
painting.
painting.
Kind of fixated on the painting. What about it is catching your eyes?
I don't think it's the painting itself. It's just that conversation. We learned the mother and father of hunting their own child. That just seems off to me. But I'll Honesty, I am not an expert in parents, so maybe it's just me with lack of knowledge. But there is a part of me that just seems like that's wrong.
No, there's no doubt about it. I mean, you and I are in the same boat in that sense. Not a lot of experience with the folks, but if you can see something needs to be taken care of, and it's your responsibility, sometimes those are just the hands you're dealt.
And what if that was you? Could you pull that trigger?
Pure speculation. I have no idea what those feelings are really like. I can tell you now that if Margot goes south, I don't want to be the one that puts her down.
That is something we have in common. And honestly, like I told Dyer, I don't think I could. Echo was the one that could do that. I mean, it was kind of visible back up on that mountain the first time Yaslin lost control. From what I can recall, everything went black and he was the one that pulled the trigger to hit her. So, honestly, out of this entire group, I think the person that made the promise to pull the trigger is the best one.
Yeah, well, I said I didn't want to. I didn't say I wouldn't.
Insight.
Yeah, that's true.
Gosh.
Pretty easy to tell. Okay. Row, for the things that you grab from the case, there is kind of like a gray looking oil. And like it almost has like condensation on the outside that also looks like gray oil that kind of like quickly evaporates. See kind of a purpley potion with this like weird sliver. It's almost like this like long kind of pointed oval, and every way you turn the potion bottle, it stays like directly in the center. It's always the focus. There's another one that you pick up. I mean, you're kind of moving things around, and like you bump this one. It feels like there's something in there, but you pick it up and it's empty. But it swashes like there's liquid. You find 2 greater healing potions. Those are easy to identify. And this funny little glass jar with a little rope around it of like some sort of paste.
Out of curiosity, Dro had the 2 things he the potion of lightning resistance and then the oil slipperiness or whatever it was called. I can't remember.
Well, yeah, oil of slipperiness or
Do
something sort of
any
like that.
of those resemble, from what he can recall, those 2 potions or anything relatively close?
I mean, potions, as a general rule of thumb, have like weird visibility to them that doesn't match normal reality. So most of this feels like potions, but you haven't seen their like before. I don't know, give me an Arcana check. Just, I don't know, maybe you have seen one of these potions by random chance in your past. Not really. Your potions are not really your area of expertise. Okay, so Dro packs up the loot. And Yaslin, just checking, did you take that book or no?
Well, yeah. I'll take a book that I can't read, and I tossed it to Drew. Dro.
Which his response, I'm pretty sure, was without ever taking his eyes off the painting.
I probably also tossed him the, actually, probably didn't toss. Handed him
The helmet.
the small chest with the helmet and the key.
Throw him the chest. Okay, Dro put in just a helmet from Chip and unreadable book or something.
While that was going on, I was gonna walk up these stairs with Yaslin.
Those are-
I'm gonna follow.
Those are
'cause
downward
I'm...
stairs.
I was gonna walk down these stairs with Yaslin.
yeah.
You do so.
I don't want to be here anymore.
Oh!
Yaslin, hurry up.
Yeah, I
You're,
mean...
You're on the other side of the miasma now. Margot, roll me a wisdom save.
Yeah, gosh. Margo?
I mean, the good news is if you need to take me down, I don't have that many hit points.
I mean, if you jump in, I can't jump in after you. I mean, I could, but I don't want to.
Don't worry, I got this. Look this, I'm in
As soon as you
control.
like walk down and open the door here, well, really, it's you can't see for like most of this because it's like a stairwell and it builds up. But like as soon as you like open it and you see it, Margot, there's a moment where your heart kind of like, or your body like seizes up. Take a moment to collect yourself. You're fine.
We're good? Okay.
Yeah, yes, let's keep looking for
Oh, I'm stuck on something.
keys and
but-
gold.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for keys and gold. Gold.
Oh my god! Oh my gosh, we hit the jackpot, Margo! Can you fit all of this in your pocket?
I don't have message. Shit.
What do you mean?
Hopefully the boys follow us up.
Well, they'll come. They'll make it here eventually. You wanna?
Can I look for more piano keys among all this gold?
Give me an investigation check.
Oh god, I'm not good at that.
Can I help
Yaslin,
her?
are you helping me?
Yeah, I'll help her.
Mhm.
Thanks for the help.
12. You don't find any keys like in this pile or anything. I mean, you're like doing the thing where you're like brushing gold coins aside just to like try to find this other thing. You're not finding anything in there. You're a little distracted. Daddy's money's got nothing on this. Or rather, Daddy's allowance doesn't.
Yeah.
Allowance.
Oh, we need the bag of holding.
Yeah. Can you like send up to them or something?
I don't have sending. I don't have message.
I thought you.
You can yell really loud.
Oh. like, pauses for a second, not sure why, and then she and then she's like, "Bro, Seamus, there's a lot of gold over here."
I go running.
And shouts like, Seamus is gone.
Oh, frick. Oh my god, the word gold and
There's a lot of gold.
Mhm.
that's beautiful.
Where is it? Up the stairs?
Oh yeah, up the
Just-
top.
Oh,
of the
it's
spiral
technically, I
stairs.
think it's down. But
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
Oh.
it's hard to tell.
Oh, why are we back near this?
That's why I said I don't want to be here anymore. So I rolled another wisdom saving
Oh,
throw.
I'm holding her hand. Unless she like tries to like
Start filling
look
your
at-
bag.
Do you want to start filling? He's here now. There he. One of them's here.
I needed a refresh.
We start loading the bag of holding with gold.
Oh, God. It does have a capacity.
I think it's like 500 pounds though, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the only thing that's actually in there is
The helm.
where'd it go?
A book, your staff, and a bunch of blood bags.
There
alcohol and potion
is
bottles.
that metal
alcohol.
mask. There's some potions in there. There's a quarter staff, and then there's something else in there he hasn't ever pulled out yet.
So we have 475 pounds of free space. That's a lot of gold.
Let me see. Poundage wise. Yeah, you've got. Yeah, we'll go with that. About 475.
2022, the price of gold per pound was $22,000.
I hate that I can't actually put
like-
stuff in the bag on this character sheet.
Yeah, what does 475 pounds worth of D&D gold equate to?
10,626,700.
There is a D&D coin calculator. Oh no, that's not by weight. Damn it.
I think we're all ignoring coin weight from when we created our character sheets. That's fine. You guys get the monies.
Well,
So
I need
technically,
the
50 coins
exchange
is
rate
1
between
pound.
475 pounds. Okay,
Yeah,
what?
50 coins is 1 pound. And that's for all of the coins. It's
I think Seamus
Okay,
is
so-
like trying to.
That's
trying to figure out-
23,750 gold.
Seamus is probably trying to figure out if he would rather have more gold or more blood.
We can buy all the blood you want with 23,000.
Dro is slowly taking the blood and sending it out.
he's like tossing it over the ship.
Okay, mathematically, yes, between like your bags and your bag of holding, which is basically a capacity after like all of this, yes, you have enough to grab it all. I did the math. You're gonna have to stuff some pockets too, but you guys got it. For sake of things, you guys get 17,000 gold pieces.
Okay, I'll just put that in our notes.
And 1,500 platinum.
Oh my god.
I swear to God, if I ever hear the word daddy's money again.
Yeah, listen, here's the real thing though. I think we should use this money to upgrade the ship out of character. Yaslin would never suggest to use money to upgrade a ship.
And there really are quite a lot of gems as well. An additional 17,000 worth of gems.
17.
I rolled
Set aside
this-
any diamonds.
17,000.
I rolled for you guys on this as like a random loot horde. I rolled 100.
That's crazy.
I rolled
We-
max on the D100 for this horde. And I wanted it to be big, and it was just like, okay, that fits.
So now
For
we've had
all-
someone roll
I am
100.
aware of how much I have like put you guys through, and like just story-wise, there hasn't been a lot of payout opportunity yet. And so when I saw that and I looked at the numbers, it's like, okay, kind of fits.
So, as we're like packing up all the golden stuff, I want to be keeping my eye out for diamonds worth 300 gold just to keep track of how many we have of those.
I knew that was going to come up. So there are, first of all, who wants to? There are 5 gems worth 100. Who wants to roll that? Roll a d10 and I'll tell you what kind they are.
Sure, I'm the one that I asked.
I'm editing a note as we go.
9.
Okay. Okay, doing some formatting here. Okay. Give me 4 more rolls.
4 more d10s.
4 more d10s.
9, 10, 8, and 3.
Damn.
Those are
Okay.
really good rolls.
It's just a random roll to determine like what you got. Higher numbers don't really matter much. Okay, so what was it? 9,
9,
9, 10, 8, and 3.
8 and 3.
Okay. There are 5 gems worth 500 each. Who wants to roll for this?
I'll do it. How many? 5?
5. Roll a d8.
Uh, 5, 2, 4, 4, and 8.
Okay. Five. 2. And okay, next up there are 4 1,000 gold gems. And again, give me a d8 on that. Or give me a d10, excuse me.
Two.
Okay, give me 3 more rolls like that, whoever.
D10s.
Mm-hmm.
5, 7, 9.
Okay. And lastly, there are 2 5k gems.
D10 again or no?
D4. So,
Both 4s.
both 4s. All right.
Ooh.
Ooh. So we have to save the diamonds.
So we have 1 diamond worth 500 and 1 diamond worth 1,000.
And we can see if there's a jewelry cutter to split them in Aurora's Rest,
Yeah,
so that we can have pieces that are 500 gold.
I
'cause those are
think.
consumed by the spell.
Mhm.
You'll lose a little bit of the value from it, but it'll still work.
Seamus, did you see any piano keys while you were digging through the gold?
To be honest, I lost track of the fact that there was even a piano on the ship. Um,
That's so valid.
Well, I don't think I should be up here much longer, so
yeah, let me
probably go back.
let me take a look
Yeah.
here, maybe. Oh yeah, like this one here, you mean?
Oh, you mean like the one that you found inside of this skeleton who's missing his legs? Yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah, he's got the kneecap. He got kneecapped.
Yeah, you got kneecapped. The piano key is like wedged between two of his ribs. There is one.
So we need 3 more.
Yeah.
Slowly start to motion Margot out of this area.
Oh, is this a chest? Just curiously.
Yeah, so in addition, you find. You guys thought you were done with your loot, huh?
Yes.
I mean, we're already like about to change the economy of Aeon.
Right?
I don't know if we'll actually change the economy. I mean, we could maybe make like a little splash in the market, but
You find one more greater healing potion.
Okay.
One more potion that looks like it's filled with liquid iron fillings. Kind of like swish around. You find. Oh, come on. Rain. You find a ring that looks like 2 waves kind of like crashing into each other in different directions.
Hey, Chomp. This one looks like it's probably yours.
And you find this little tin with this like yellowy kind of sour and musty smelling pellets inside of it.
Oh, I'm sorry, a what with yellow pellets inside of it?
Kind of like a tin with like 6 like these little yellow pellets inside of it, and like some remaining just kind of yellowish dust in there.
It's not uranium, is it?
Roll a science check.
oh gosh, just the radiation is off the charts with.
It's fine. I already
I'm
grew a
curious
third eye.
where you're at. Radiation might help you in this environment.
It might kill whatever's, We'll just drop a couple pellets into the magic and
Drop and
I
run.
use my poisoner's kit to identify it later. If it's poison. I don't know.
always just eat one.
No.
Margot, I think it's worth us continuing to scout the ship, but I feel like maybe you should. I don't want to say get off the ship, but maybe at least go to the piano. I'm just kind of worried about you here.
I'll go to the captain's quarters. I don't want to be a bother. Oh, but we forgot about the big open door. With a hole in it.
This is where you go for the... Oh yeah, there you go.
How many more keys do we need?
So turn around on this.
Seamus, where else do you want to search?
This rope room. I feel like we didn't find anything in here and should have maybe.
Okay. Give me an investigation. This one takes you a while. But you do eventually find one. It's tucked into the folds of the spare sail that the skeleton is leaning against.
Can I do an Arcana check on whatever barrier threw my Eldritch Blast back to me earlier? I feel like it's probably prismatic wall or something, but
You could. If it was still active. It looks like cloudy, overcast skies on the other side of the door. You see water swishing back and forth. And a couple of harpy feathers drifting on top of the water.
I think I found our way home.
Is our ship out there?
See, this is a relatively small hole.
Yeah. Stick my head in. Do I see the ship? Listen, could be some weird magical illusion or something. You know.
So you stick your head in.
Oh well, I can. You guys can pull me out if I get stuck, right?
Tro just walks up and pulls her out before any of that.
See?
Then pulls out a ball bearing and just first throws it through. To see if anything happens to it or if it just pops into the water.
Ball bearing? Yeah, just...
Okay.
Famous, you've got 2 more keys.
Don't we go help him? We shouldn't leave him out there alone. You guys don't leave him stay and watch me.
Joe just turns
Oh.
and stares at her.
Don't worry about it.
Oh.
I'll go help Seamus.
Oh, okay.
Dyer pops out. A Legend of the Lost Keys. That's kind of a nice sound to it.
You are quite the wordsmith.
I appreciate that.
I
You're
think we've
quite
got
a
one.
sleuth.
Well, that's why they call me Seamus.
Is there a definition of that from your neck of the woods?
Yeah, back in Dent, Seamus means an investigator. It's always kind of fit the bill.
Who chose it?
I don't know, to be honest. Black was the only name they gave me at the orphanage. Seamus just kind of happened, as far as I know.
Seems very fitting that you earned the title. That is somehow poetic.
Nothing comes for free in Dent.
Not even a name.
Not even that. A friend of mine asked me recently if there was anything that reminded me of home. I meant to respond, but got busy. But it was the taste of my own blood. I've tasted quite a bit of flavors, but it's my own that reminds me of home. Let's look for that last key.
Sure.
Maybe it's in one of these cannons. Here, stick your head in here.
Oh, we already took one of the cannons.
All right. I'm gonna check
let me see.
back room. I don't feel like this area.
Typing wrong things. I was gonna say, I was trying to type, where are you now? Oh, in the room that you guys currently are?
Yeah, just in the corner over
Gotcha.
here. We did a lot of searching, I feel like, in here, but I don't know if we looked in this corner.
Right. Well, then you guys certainly weren't looking for hidden piano keys last time you were in here, for real. I was gonna say, he's got 2 bardic inspirations left. So he'll help you look and he'll give you a bardic inspiration. So go ahead and roll at advantage for this.
I did roll a 16 for the first one, so I'll just roll.
Yep, sure.
Dirty 20.
30-20. Okay. Right over here between these 2 hammocks. Which I don't know why I can't ping when the journal thing is open. Oh no, I just can't ping it all right now. So right here where I'm mousing over, there's just a little plank that as you look into it, it's a little bit of a false wall. It's about that. It looks like a very short plank compared to everything else. You're able to kind of push it and it tips out from the bottom. And the key falls down.
They sure were thorough about trying to hide these keys.
Wonder why. There's always a reason.
I think we're about to find out. Where's that other room? I don't know how to get there without all the... Do I touch the octopus still?
Which one are we referring to?
Exactly. Where is the where's the piano room?
Right this way. And it's this one right over here. There's like a ladder that leads up to the door.
I think I've got the rest of your keys here, Margo.
Let's see what we can do.
5th octave C, 2nd octave C. The B, the A, oh, excuse me, the B, the G, the F are all accounted for. One is missing. We've got
Did you check the
5 out of the
supply room?
6.
The one where? I think it's this way. It was the one. I don't know how to get there now that we changed the.
I know, I made it reasonable, and now you guys don't know how to travel.
It's north, 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 and north.
Yeah, we got used to the weird Funko travel, and now we're just like, we don't know how to navigate.
This room.
we're
did
gonna
check that
come
room.
out of this, and we're gonna like be touching objects for a while. Just
You did check this room?
Yeah, there was one in the sails up there.
Right here.
Where did these?
Did we ever actually check this room, the room we started in?
Yep,
That's
That's
the
what
room
he
we
just
just
did.
checked with
between the
Tyler.
hammocks with the false panel.
I mean, I hate to
Sails.
suggest, but did we check the side of the deck we initially started on?
No, I was just about to say that. No,
Yeah.
No.
Margot, don't
Okay.
know.
Margot, no. He hasn't like he's on over. He's like, no. Like, maybe we just we'll just
Suggesting I go.
we'll just
Jameis is better at this than I.
Yeah.
I don't know how to get there.
Go to the storage
this?
room, and then it's the staircase up from there.
So it's the north staircase, and then the staircase on top of the spiral stairs.
Jiro's gonna go with Seamus and cast guidance on him as he searches.
And you didn't use your bardic inspiration last time, so you still have that. And if Dro is helping, it's at advantage.
$27.
Did you add your D4?
I did not.
Would it be 2 if I cast guidance on him too?
That's a 30.
What?
If I cast guidance on him.
Yeah, that's what the D4 is for.
Oh, never mind. I was thinking the bardic inspiration.
Yep, you're good. 30. You still have a bardic inspiration. Do you want to use it?
I think I'm okay.
It lasts 10 minutes. He might need it.
Last 10 minutes. I just want to see how high Seamus can go. This one's the trickiest out of all of them. You look in the barrels, you look under the ropes, you look for false floorboards, you try not to get too close to the magic. You think there's a shadow that's like staring at you the whole time. There actually is a shadow. You can definitely see its head moving. Nothing else on the skeletons. You can see their kind of like their Goliath runes like marked on their bones and whatnot. There's some leftover weapons and whatnot. Not in great condition. Definitely fighting tools. And you finally get it. Underneath the octopus, there's one of them on the side of the banister. One of them is lifted up just about a centimeter higher than the other one. Take a look, kind of investigate. And underneath its body position is like moved over, and one of its tentacles has like tucked under near where the beak of the octopus would be. And it's got the little tentacle wrapped around this piano key, like basically feeding it into a decorative beak. You have to futz around with it for a little bit. It's a tight fit, but it takes you like 2 or 3 minutes of just like shifting it around. But it comes loose.
Thanks for the help, Turtle.
Jiro just half-ass search to help.
Eliminated areas where it wasn't.
Right.
Allowed Seamus's mind to focus on where it could be afterwards. Okay. You all get back to the captain's room. Insert
Okay.
the final key.
Any inspiration or guidance you want to provide here for this?
Tro slowly
Moments.
walks up and casts guidance.
Let's see where this particular story ends, shall we? And you get bardic inspiration as well. And as you slip the key in, there's several tones that vibrate and radiate out, and all the silt and dust and kind of grime that were on this piano just kind of drift off, and it looks new and pristine.
I'm gonna play that lullaby.
Give me a performance check.
Are you fucking kidding me?
My ears. What is this?
Of all the rolls!
We worked so hard to puzzle this all together just for
We
Margot
worked
to
so
bitch.
hard to get here. Oh, got a natural one.
Do you have any sorcery points?
No, I have nothing left.
Oh,
And Tierman's like, ah! And she like gets up, opens the piano, opens it up, and like dives in.
I'm gonna
Like-
get up and start mending it. I'm sorry. I can fix it. I
Dangling,
can
just like,
fix it.
stop, you're making it worse.
my
And
ears.
she like gets out and be like, okay.
Now.
She's got mending, and she's like, you know, mending's great, but sometimes you just need a fresh wire.
No. I don't think. Maybe somebody else should do it.
Really?
I just broke it! Do you want
I
me
mean-
to try again?
Worst case scenario, you just break it again and she can fix it.
Guidance.
Okay.
This time Dro steps back after.
Yeah, I was like sitting on the bed, just like.
That was
I'm
truly
going to
awful.
Try
Don't do it again.
again.
Okay, you can give her a little more encouragement than that.
Do better.
Okay.
I believe
We
it.
believe in you.
Plus a D4.
Oh, I wanted to be a
What's the
D4.
guidance? Oh, what's the
D4.
bardic?
D4 and a D8.
Mm, 24.
24.
Margot, all the frustrations and pain, annoyance, loss of control, feeling like your agency of choice in life is slipping away. It's been a hard day. And is such with so many different artistic passions and pursuits. Art is sometimes the only way to let it flow away. It's not just that the keys are back. It's not that you don't have to hum. It's not that the piano kind of magically restored itself to its prime state. It's you. You release the floodgates. The emotion hits you like a surge. How do you react?
I think she's so tired of fighting because that's all she's done all day is fight, mostly against herself and what's inside her. She is going to let herself go in this moment. To like give herself over to the music so that she's finally not fighting anymore.
Okay. At some point, you close your eyes. Don't even have to read the music, it's just coming to you properly. And it swells inside of you, and the tough girl who can put on a face to get what she needs done. The facade dissolves for a moment, and tears just start flowing down your face, falling off and kind of drifting into the watery yet not wet atmosphere around you, not even falling on to your clothes below. This piece is about family. It's a lullaby. It's a type of love that's a little hard to come by in a militant family. But that's not the only family you have anymore. And when you were at this piano an hour or two before, that didn't mean as much as it does right now. This song is perfect. And as you strike the final chord, it is louder and clearer than it has any right to be. A little bit of a ear twitch just from the surprise of the volume. And it echoes, reverberating around the room for several seconds. And do you keep looking at the piano? Or what do you do, Margot?
I think she would be focused on the piano.
You feel a tiny hand on your lower back. And then a heavier, scaly one kind of on your left bicep. Tierman and she sits on your lap. As Tierman and Dyer come over and place their hands on you. Dyer looks at the rest of you.
Drow walk over.
Yasmin gets up off the bed.
And one by one, you feel a hand from each of your friends here. Almost like a wall that you can put your back against. Where's she at?
Gonna lean into the pressure of their hands. And just, I think she's just gonna sit and stare at that piano music. It's absolutely exhausted with feeling alone and just kind of savoring the moment that she's actually not alone and realizing what that means.
You breathe in, a sigh of relief. Fills your lungs and they stretch to their brink. Like they haven't done in a while. As you breathe out, below the final key that you struck, a little panel pops out about half an inch.
Pull it out.
Pull it out, it's a little drawer. And inside it is a little felted box.
I open it carefully.
You see a two-fingered gold ring. The type that you slip on it 2 fingers at the same time. With runes in that same kind of earthen script wrapped all around. To the point where you have to read the whole thing, you would have to kind of like rotate your entire hand to do so.
And I think that's enough. She's gonna hand it to Dro because she doesn't trust herself with magical items right now. I think we need to leave this place.
Does anybody do anything else before you leave the ship? You move aside the dresser and the broken headboard to reveal the door. You open it up. You step through. And once again, you find yourselves staring out at the sea. Waves crashing on the shore. The Blushwing hovering above you, rocking back and forth in the wind on the stone pillars that are creaking gently underneath its weight. And you feel water splash up on the deck and hit you in the face, and it's a little odd because you haven't felt wet in a while.
Margot's gonna put her hand on her chest and try to feel like how her heartbeat feels right now.
Give me an insight check.
I'll do that with my character. Pull my character over. Oof.
You're not really in a place to be able to tell. You guys have recovered your space and fresh air. Get out and breathe. And then from here, you guys do a bunch of back and forth and shuffle and grab all the gear and the supplies that you are going to get from the ship.
Ah.
And as you guys
And then we
breathe,
just start mending stuff
some
together.
new relief. Let's go ahead and take a break there. So you guys get back outside. The water spraying against you smells like the sea. Still a faint tinge of blood as well. And as you get back to the ship, Tierman looks at you all and you people are amazing. And some of that is, I'm amazed that you would do so many stupid things. But it's also pretty impressive how you got out of it. And, my nerves are shot. I'll see you in the morning. Need some rest so I can fix my ship. And until then, don't make it any worse. Please. Okay. Good night. She toddles off to find her workshop that also happens to have her hammock in it.
You think it's okay, right? He said once we know about it, we can't find it again, so even if I lose myself in the night, it can't find its way back, right?
Time will tell.
Unless you magically forget it exists.
I don't know how powerful this thing is.
Jocelyn, will you help me grab some stuff out of this nest here?
Sure. I can do that.
Okay. So you go back over to the nest. There is a kind of a smallish chest, about the same size as the one that Yaslin found the helmet in. Oh, come on. There's also a strange ceramic container with little ports on the various sides with a lot of different colors as well. Kind of some orange pattern in the display itself. You already got the shield.
Is the ceramic
Yaslin.
item? There was like some weird doodad thing that, yeah, I couldn't tell what it was. Is that what this ceramic thing is? It's a strange item.
That's the shield. Yep. Yeah, some sort of like contraption looking thing. And a set of armor that is white and silver and has a large wound that look not wound rune that looks sweepy and light on its chest. And a doodad and a little bag of purple dust. The loot gods really liked you guys, and I decided not to fight them on it.
Sounds good. Yeah, we'll grab that stuff and head back to the ship. Awesome, why don't you grab the chest over there? Maybe that armor.
Okay. Oh, go ahead and pick him up. Is the chest heavy at all? Is it pretty light?
It's pretty heavy.
Good lord, how the heck did they get this up here? Considering they're huge birds. Oh, I guess. How far is the top of this nest from the ship?
Easy jumping distance, even with
Yeah,
that
I'll just
tow for you.
just jump with the chest in my hands. You're like bend with the knees, bend with the knees.
Yep, you landed.
Oh,
I'm okay. I'm okay.
we're good, we're good.
Bro, what are you doing? As everybody else walks up to the ship, are you lingering?
Oops. Probably sitting on the edge of the ship, just staring out at the ocean. Taking in the sea air and just keeping an eye on everybody.
Just being watchful.
Yeah, for the most part. I think a lot of the focus is out on the sea itself. Comparing the fact that he was just on the ship that was underwater but yet wasn't wet, nor were they really, they were able to move freely through it and breathe, and now coming out of that knowing that's not the case for everybody, and I think just starting to really comprehend his connection to water to begin with. And watching as the sea just kind of moves swiftly and comparing that to his movement.
Argo. Being back on the ship, there was probably a moment where you didn't think that you would again. But you make it back, nonetheless. What's on your mind is Dro's doing the watchful eye thing. And Seamus and Yaslin are off, grabbing some more goodies.
I think she's going to stare at the ship for a long moment. And then head to her room and try to, like, I mean, I guess she can't really lock the door against herself, but she desperately needs sleep. But I think, like, as she's obviously cleaning herself up and mending her armor that's probably torn to bits right now, I think she's a little hesitant to go to sleep because she's kind of over all the chaos, and she knows that sleeping, except for that one time where they joined her, typically people can't come with her, and she's alone in that world when she goes to sleep. So she's taking her time getting everything cleaned up and mending until she literally can't keep her eyes open anymore. Then she'll go to sleep.
Okay. Seamus and Yaslin, we get back to the ship.
So where are we putting all of this?
I think in my room for now.
Alright. Look, I'm not arguing right now. It's better than my room, which is probably a mess.
Anything else either of you two want to do before you head off for rest as well?
I think when Yaslin goes into her room, she does in fact lock the door. If there's a lock, and if there's not a lock, then she's putting a chair right up against it.
There's a lock.
Oh good, then she'll just lock the door and then put the chair right against it as well. She settles down, kind of with the intention to sleep, but also it's been too quiet, and she doesn't really like that.
What's been too quiet?
The Chimera has been too quiet, and she's used to it at some point nagging her, or just being able to feel it, and not being able to feel it there is a little scary.
You try to check in?
Yeah. She locked the door and barred it because she's just not exactly sure what she's going to expect from this. And considering what she kind of half witnessed on her inner world, she doesn't really want to let some unknown creature out.
Roll me an insight check.
Against myself, I love inciting against. That's a 5. I'm part of the insight club against themselves. That doesn't do very well.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay, you and me both.
I was thinking about this today. The two of you were like the soul sisters. In that neither of you has complete control over your soul.
Oh, that's
Nor knows what the
terrifying.
heck is going on inside.
That's terrifying too.
Yaslin, you kind of... Are you on the ground? Are you on your bed?
She's like sitting crisscross on her bed.
Okay. Settle down, kind of reflect inward. As you do, you kind of approach the kind of wall of darkness that your chimera kind of likes to hide behind. You can almost hear it. Breathing deeply, almost like a snore. There's more from the throat. But it's a multitude of voices. It's 4 sounds sleeping. You've never heard 4 of them asleep at the same time. One head is always awake. And as you kind of step forward to... Well, actually, I'll leave it there. What do you do?
Yeah, I think this is just so foreign to her. And she is concerned, though it's like something she doesn't normally ever express very well. She does step forward, and it's like a very cautious approach.
You take your first step before you can even take your second. You are hit with a psychic wave. As a flash of bright red eyes and a screech just smack you back into your body and you're on the bed.
Oh, I'm so fucked.
It is canon that Yaslin says that to herself in the empty room.
Oh, okay. What the fuck was that? She is talking to herself at this point. I've never been kicked out of my own freaking house, but okay. I think she gets up. She moves the chair. Thinks for a moment whether she wants to unlock the door. And leaves it locked. And will try to sleep.
Seamus? How about you?
If everything was dumped in my room, I don't know if Dro brought the bag up or not, but I would be playing accountant right now. Counting coins. This is easily the most money that Seamus has ever had or been around. Maybe have seen this much money before, maybe in a bank or something, but probably not. So he's yeah, maybe even a little overwhelmed by it, but also thinking about where where we should place this money. As in, like, we've got this war that we're fighting, and wars need to be financed. And we have a number of businesses, and I'd like to help support those businesses. So, yeah, just kind of going through my head the different ways that we might be able to use these funds to further our efforts. I definitely want to help Tierman get her ship repaired. Yeah, and just kind of going through the thoughts. Probably have my black book out, taking notes. There's also, while I'm doing that, there's two things about that ship that bother me still. One is I don't understand why there were vampires there. I know that the Sidious became some kind of bloodthirsty creature of sorts, but it's not clear to Seamus if that is vampiric in nature. And I'm still troubled by why they were there. And Seamus also saw some of these vampires become shadow creatures at death. And Seamus has some concerns for his own future mortality and how it ends. Having seen that, up until now, I just kind of assumed I would die like everybody else eventually at some point. Maybe in a vampire sort of way or not, I don't know, but I never considered that I would really become something beyond what I am now in a state of uncontrol, also in the kind of way that those shadows were. So they're kind of haunting some of my thoughts as I'm counting. And then would eventually just fall asleep with my head tucked into some gold.
Like,
It's so
piled
classic.
up like a pillow. Tomorrow he's gonna wipe his butt with $100 bill.
No! Oh. Okay, Margot can like prestidigitation it.
She can, doesn't mean she would.
Okay, but it's
She could also fireball it.
That seems far more likely.
Fire is cleansing.
I think we'd lose the value of the money if we did it that way.
I think we lost it at the wipe.
Look! If you cleaned it off so well, and if you didn't tell a soul, like they'd still. Don't tell anybody what it was used for.
I didn't intend for it to go this far. Gro. How does your night end?
I think you spend a little bit of the night just sitting up here where it's silent and everyone's gone down to their room. Looking out in the direction that we're heading to Aurora's Rest. And I think just out of habit, he would look over at the nearest shadow. And I think he would start to just kind of talk to himself. I honestly didn't expect we would be going back so soon. I'll pause on we. That I would be going back so soon. And you're not here. I know you'd love to hear it, but I think I'm terrified. And when I left, my appearance of what people thought of me was not great. And now, and he's gonna kind of touch the third eye that's covered. This doesn't help the cause. And the whole reason for this adventure before unpredicted circumstance was to get the answers they were looking for so I could get my answer. And I think that timeline accelerated drastically. And I don't know if I really want to know where they are or who they are. He's just gonna glance out at the ocean. It's funny. I know we talked about traveling and seeing the world, but not from the shadows like we did back home. You always joked you can benefit from the darkness and only that. And I think he's gonna hop down into the water. And just kind of
Okay.
put his hand down.
Old. It's the middle of the night. It's the ocean. It's just like surprisingly cold, but you have resistance. No, you have resistance to fire.
Fire. Yeah. You're not wrong from the shadows, but I also think the water can benefit. And he's just gonna minor illusion echoes face midway through this conversation. I don't know where to go from here, but I do know is the group I'm with definitely is the family I was looking for. He's gonna look directly into the illusion. This is our family. And he's gonna drop the illusion and climb back onto the ship. And then I think he'll quietly, because at this point he imagines most people are asleep, make his way back to his room. Realizing he didn't drop off the gold that Seamus asked for. And then I think he'll do the same as he will lock his door and go to sleep.
You jingle and squelch your way down to your room. You have a lot of cloth.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a while for that to dry. You'll get there, though.
I think he would start to take some of it off, take the headband, the cloak, to let it dry. Because that would suck to sleep in.
Yeah. All of you get your sleep. It is undisturbed. You're all exhausted. You've been in worse scrapes, for sure. But physical danger was not the culprit this time. There's a lot more than one way to die or lose yourself. And this group that you've aligned yourself with came terribly close to being unraveled. That's a heavy thought. Kind of weighs on you. Now each of you is dealing with something new as well. It's a kind of sleep that you don't even feel yourself drift into. It just happens fast enough that you don't realize you're dreaming until you wake up. The time has passed swiftly and it feels like your body's been heavy the whole time. You wake up sore. Scratches and bumps and bruises. You don't feel good, but necessarily.
I'm gonna go back to the hot spring.
But you do feel rested. Like it might take a couple of days to shake off all that just happened. And I wasn't sure if I was going to do this or not, but you guys level up as well. Seemed like too good of a moment for everything to change as you're heading into Aurora. Nice.
Oof. Which one do I take it in, though?
uh,
I want those Eldritch invocations so bad.
mm-hmm.
It's awesome.
So you guys awake and let's put you guys in the galley. It's breakfast time the following morning. I suppose who would be getting breakfast?
Probably Drew.
I was gonna say, if Margot wakes up first,
Yaslin would be there a
She's-
little late.
she's gonna want to try to, like, cook breakfast for everyone.
Oh, Margot cooking breakfast?
She's gonna try.
You can try.
Keyword here is try.
I don't actually know the stat for cooking, but
Oh my fucking
Uh,
gosh. I have just got the greatest thing.
What?
have rabies.
Rabies?
Oh, I forgot about that. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And it makes me so happy.
Oh gosh, this is horrible. Oh, I'm fucked.
Finally, a good roll on my level up. I've rolled like 2s for the last 2 levels. Finally, a 6. I've only got a D6. I finally got it.
Yeah.
I got a 6. That's not bad.
Oh my gosh, I forgot.
My hit points are 69.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
I think it's only right that I take proficiency in animal handling.
Yes, you should. Okay.
I have a question mechanically.
Yes.
So, twin spell, you can target 2 creatures as long as it's a single target spell.
Mm-hmm.
What if you cast a self-target spell and twin spelled that?
I don't think it applies on self.
Okay.
It doesn't.
So being able to disguise self-draw would be helpful.
Yeah, because it's different. You're duplicating the number of targets, but it's kind of like yourself is kind of like 0, so it's a little bit like 2 times 0 is still 0.
No, that's fair. That's why I asked.
It's a good question, though.
I think we're gonna go classic repelling and agonizing blast.
Now, if it was, you can twin spell a touch spell. That's true.
Yeah, but disguise self is self.
Yeah.
I did take that spell that we talked about at the last level up, Morgan. I don't know if you remember that one.
Not at the moment.
Oh,
Remind me. So, Yaslin and Dro.
I was hoping to be
Yeah,
done
so
As
with
you-
breakfast by the time they got there.
yeah, Yaslin
Yeah,
would actually do like another check-in in the morning before she even leaves the room.
Okay, fair. Margot, you come down, figure out where the Gallia's Tierman's already here. Her hair is wild. She doesn't have her usual headband on, and she looks like a troll that just got sent through like a whirlwind. It is everywhere. But her eyes are bright and shiny looking, and she looks pretty well put together. What are you doing here so early?
I was going to make some breakfast. That's my
Have
time.
you eaten in here yet? Maybe not.
Yeah, we've been on the ship for a couple days.
Okay. You know it makes the food, right?
I know.
Okay. Johnson to cook with?
Well, I mean, I don't actually know how to cook, so I was just going to guess what food they'd like and use the thing.
Oh, that's fine. Whatever you need, sister.
I'm going to use the thing to make what I've seen them order at inns before.
Oh god! Oh
Sounds
no!
good.
This could go so.
Oh, definitely
Alright,
a lot of meat for Yaslin.
Mm-hmm.
I
Is it
think
going
that's
to
the only
be
thing we really
purely
talked about.
raw or purely overcooked or perfect? There's only three.
Some like really nice, some like blood in a really nice chalice for Seamus. I don't know what the fuck Joe eats.
Can't go wrong with that, I guess.
Whatever I've seen Joe order at an inn before.
I don't know if you've seen Dro order stuff since you joined.
Uh, a nice stew for Joe.
I'd say the only thing, and maybe if you would have saw at the bathhouse, but I don't even know. That's your choice. I want to see where this goes.
It was breakfast, so we're gonna do like we're gonna do like it looks like Bloody Mary for Seamus. It's blood though, it's real blood. We're gonna do
It's blood. Her
like
name was Mary.
American Slam style breakfast with a lot more meat than anything else for Yaslin.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know why I'm sticking to this like monk idea. Some kind of like granola yogurt bowl for Joe.
I got you your favorite. It's an acai. And Tim is like, "Alright,
I'm trying here.
how you doing?"
I don't know. I've never really had friends before. I'm not sure how to do this.
Uh, I want to like give advice, but I'm terrible with friends. Like, I don't know what I'm doing either. I mean, I built this whole place,
And it's wonderful.
and says my grandpa, you guys are the first ones that have ever seen it.
Sorry we broke it a little.
That's the fun thing about breaking shit. Is you usually have a chance to figure out how to make it better afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
I give you guys crap about it because she's my baby, but I built her well. She can take a hit.
Quite the ship.
Thanks. All right. Is there anything else Margot wants to say, or does Margot and Tierman just do the awkward, like,
I think it's the awkward, like,
I ran out of the things
Oh
I
my goodness,
knew
I
I should be
know.
talking about, sort
don't
of
know
deal,
how
and you're
to-
like,
you're having emotions. I don't know what to do with that.
Tierman's like, and Tierman's got the, I don't know how to peoples, like, vibe going on, so she just goes back to her food, too. She eats a little bit fast and like, okay, bye!
Right.
I'll see you in a little bit. You're helping fix my ship.
Yes, yes. We all are.
If if Dro made it there, he would have watched this whole interaction, not said a word, and just watched from like the
probably.
entrance.
Yeah,
Tierman
absolutely.
like passes you as she goes by and like just continues beelining it. Ro, or excuse me, Yaslin.
Yeah.
You wake up. Sleep mercifully came to you with little effort and no interruptions.
Thing.
And you're in your room.
I guess, yeah, she sits back up, looks out the window, kind of to gauge kind of what time it might be. And then she close her eyes and try to find her chimera. Hoping that it's not just whatever the frick kicked her out that's awake.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a insight check.
Oh, we're getting worse. Foreign object in my body and I don't like it.
You try to reach in, and as soon as you do, you get like this chitter. Something defending its territory.
It kind of pisses me off. I'm like, excuse me. This is my fucking body that you've decided to take your little fucking home in?
Yours for now. Radio silence.
Um, don't feel really great about that.
Oh man, I was going for like soft, squishy feelings there.
Think it's yours for now. Okay. We'll see about that. I guess Yaslin pulls back. She's not usually one to like try to figure out like what the game plan is. But like this is one of those things where she's like, okay, I need to figure this out sooner rather than later. So she's hungry. And she's gonna get some food and mull this over.
Yep, you go down and there's a pile of like breakfast meats, sausages, ham, very little vegetable that doesn't include like a potato.
I it's kind of questionably. Did one of you order breakfast for everyone? Or for me?
Dro just points at Margot.
Looks over at Margot.
Dro tries to look at Yaslin and get the eat it, like look.
Okay. I sit down and I'm like, thank you. I'll take a bite.
Look at Margot. Margot. Just out of curiosity, did you make these meals for our preference?
I was trying to remember what you ordered before. The only one that really stuck out in my mind was all the meat Yasm kept ordering and the blood bags in your bag of holding.
Yeah, I need to talk to him about that still, but that's really sweet of you.
Does it taste pretty good? Just out of curiosity. as Yasmin's like chowing down.
Yeah, it does. I mean, you guys are. It's a well-made machine. It has limited supply on like how many things it can produce, but everything you guys have ordered so far from it has been pretty good. As long as you're not trying intentionally to make something gross.
Okay, then she absolutely digs in.
Mm-hmm.
she tries to like to see if like Margot maybe like pour or something, and when she realizes it's like okay.
For reference, most of the time, at least when I traveled with Yasmin, we would eat about the same thing. She would just eat a lot more of it.
I just figured you're smaller and a monk and yeah.
which is fine.
I mean, not smaller comparatively. I still don't even come up to your shoulders, but
Tro's just trying to be nice.
With like a mouthful. You know, he is taller than me.
you can order what you want. I was just trying
No, it's
to do something.
no, I appreciate it. And honestly,
It was a thank you.
I mean, if you don't want it, I'll eat it.
to be fair, this is probably a lot more food I get when I'm eating around Yaslin. So I appreciate it. And he scoots away from Yaslin and takes the food with him.
I mean, I didn't say I was going to take it. I just offered.
I'm just waiting for the karma for the amount of times I took your food.
Oh, don't worry, it's coming.
Scoots one more chair over. Looks around.
I just
What about you? I mean,
I'm
don't.
just sorry I pulled you guys into that. And I don't think I have control yet. Oh, thank you for helping me find my way back.
I mean, you, at least with both of us, were complete strangers in that fire, and you jumped head first to save us.
That was different. I was following orders.
Were you, though?
Don't know what that means anymore.
Let me get this straight. If I remember correctly, your orders was to stop whatever was causing that fire, right?
Mhm.
If I remember, and even though I technically wasn't there most of it, when this one decided to go berserk,
Boy,
just eat your food.
alright.
You risked your life to save her. Now, that sounds like you did more than just followed orders.
Perhaps.
You do know that everybody, including those that aren't here, will have your back. And we will risk our lives for you, as you've done for us, even if there is consequences, as he taps up by the eye.
Kind of like pull her hands out from her lap and put her hands on the table. And you see, say, up her left hand, it looks like her fingers are like slightly elongated and blackened, and you can see it looks like black, kind of like gnarled, textured skin that's just consumed by this corruption. Partially up her hand, like reaching towards her arm.
And we will have your back. And he'll look down at your hands for that. Don't forget, me and you have a deal. And he's going to tap the hilt of Echo's sword.
Yes. We'll do what we can to get Echo back.
Plus,
If it gets too bad, you may have to find another way. I don't think my people would accept me as this. I could send you in with a note or something, but if they saw me, it'd be a problem.
well, at least you're not alone there. We're heading back to ground zero for me. So, like I said, we've got your back.
Oh no, that dice.
Oh, that was for Dyer's level up.
Okay. I was like, I am, but you're rolling
What just happened? Yasmin starts choking.
Yeah.
So whatever we face in Aurora's arrest, we'll do it together. Hopefully there'll be answers there.
Yeah, there's a few questions that I think the answers I'm looking for are there, and there is also one place I want to visit while I'm there too. So,
Are you? I know my people said we bind, or I said my people can bind souls. Typically, it's natural. We're born with that. But this tattoo, as I explained, is a binding as well. While we were in there, I saw my brother, and he helped to fight against that thing. He's the one that died. That's what this tattoo's for, binding his soul to me. First time I've seen him, so. As much as it terrified me and as much as I hated what I became in that moment, part of me is grateful that I got to see my brother again and talk to him.
just kind of smile. So that's what brought you back.
No, I think you brought me back long before that.
Just kind of glance at Yaslin.
She slowed down on eating her food. She's doing it kind of methodically. Just not fully paying attention to you guys' conversation at.
Well, no matter what, I know we all have troubling past or troubles to deal with. Like I said, we'll do it together. And if we have to be your anchor, we'll be your anchor. And if someone has to pull you out, we'll do that. Look over at Yaslin. If someone has to smack the shit out of you, she'll do that. And Gerald's gonna pull the sword off his hip and set it on the table. We have each other's back. And I know at least me and Seamus have this in common, is we didn't have much of a support system per se, a family. At least to me, this is my family.
I have a rather large family, but I don't think I truly felt at home till I met this group. To find a cure for Sirius, because if we can't save him, Yaslin might have to make good on her deal to the ghost.
And we find a solution so Yaslin doesn't have to pull the trigger. And you will notice Jero look down at the sword when he says pull the trigger. By the way, has anybody seen Seamus?
Gold, like, skittering about. I think he was rolling in it or something.
I may want to give him the rest of those items that he grabbed. And Dro's going to make it a point to walk around the table to stand next to Margot. Now, I know we've talked about it before, but no more lone survivor act, okay? And looking at Yaslin when he says that.
Yaslin's completely spaced out. She's deep in thoughts. She's got her own little going.
And then he'll look at Margot, and just because I want to add flavor to this, he's going to tap her on the forehead just like her brother did last session. Walk away. When Yaslin's not looking, try to snag a piece of meat and walk out.
Yeah. He can have a piece of her meat.
Yaslin's like, I'll
Did
just
he
add
leave
that to
the
the payback
sword?
list.
Don't worry, I'll keep tally.
The sword's still sitting there.
I pull the sword towards her, and just study it. I'm assuming it's been cleaned and cared for and all that.
Now.
Now, yeah.
Just looks like standard short sword. Well designed, but
Row is this is Echo's blade.
mhm.
To be specific, it's a wakizashi. It's a short katana.
Yeah.
Is the blood still on the blade?
No, I can't remember when, but I think Dro finally cleaned it as best as he could. For as long as the blood stained it. It was probably a little difficult to get all of it off, but it's noticeable that it was attempted to be cleaned.
Yeah.
If there... You haven't told her about that. You only told Yaslin about that, huh?
No, he told the whole group.
Okay, okay. She's gonna study the sword for a while, and if they don't come back, eventually take it with her.
Munch, 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 munch.
Just gonna try to go find Seamus and deliver the items that he forgot to get to.
You eventually get over Seamus's door. Seamus, what have you been up to?
Seamus is passed out asleep in the gold.
Oh my god.
The door is unlocked because I knew that they might want to come in and check on equipment and stuff as I was falling asleep. But as Dro enters the room, you might note that, not just that it's a little funny that I fell asleep on the pile of gold, but this is the first time you've seen me sleeping not upside down.
I think he would take a step, open the door, and just... That's about right.
I think as Seamus lifts his head up, there's a coin that's stuck to his cheek.
Seamus, is that comfortable?
I don't think I've ever slept as good as I did last night, actually.
Oh my gosh.
I really believe that.
Look at how beautiful it is in here. We did this.
Just kind of look around the room because this is more coin than Dro's ever seen in his life. Yeah. And he'll take the bag and kind of set it down. And here's that other stuff. I forgot to get it over to you before we all went to sleep. Then he'll just kind of set the bag there for Seamus to take what he wants out of it. Also, when I was filling these, I found these bags. Just looks at Seamus.
Yeah, they're for our health and stuff, of course, because you never know if you'll be a pint low.
For our health.
Someone's health. The good health.
Could these just not have gone in your bag?
My bag couldn't hold as many.
You know, a little heads up would have been nice. It's quite a shock when you start to put gold and items in and you reach in and hit a bag and pull this out.
Fair enough. If I get a chance to stock up again, I'll give you a heads up.
That is fair. I imagine we start to pull the items out, right? Do you
Say that again?
It was to Seamus.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what any of these really do? What these are? It's a wide array of items, and I get the gems, the coins, and he'll grab the 2 healing potions, and these scoot the other unknown ones over to the pile of unknown items. Is this anything you can do, or?
I'm no better at identifying these things than probably you are. I mean, that ring's got some waves on it, so I figured the water guy should probably take that. And I don't know what half this other stuff is. We found this weird ceramic item in the nest, and I hold that up. I've got this armor over here. It's got like wind runes on it or something of that nature. I can't say for sure. Looks like some bags of dust. I don't know if this is like some kind of drugs or something.
Huh. Well, if we can't figure them out now, I know there's got to be someone in Aurora's Rest that can. The ring with Joe's gonna grab. You said it has waves on it.
That looks like 2 waves crashing together.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try something. Dro is going to sit across from all of the items. This is such a dumb idea. Close both his eyes, uncover the 3rd eye, and look at the items.
Give me a perception check.
15.
Slightly out of focus. You don't get anything from the items.
That is going to take some getting used to. The hell.
You get a little bit from Seamus.
Is it this?
His kind of shadowy vibe. It's not so solid and focused. It's a little bit wavy, maybe a little bit kind of giddy.
He'll tie the headband back on and open his eyes. Seamus, when you were on that ship, what were you feeling?
Concern? Most definitely. I saw some of what happened to the three of you there. As we're near that corruption. I can obviously see that you've changed. I've got the feeling that the other two might have something going on as well, obviously. But there was also something about it. A little bit of the same feeling that I got when I stepped on the Blushwing, to be honest. Something natural about it. I've also, full disclosure, I woke up just a little bit ago. I felt like I could hear bats in the distance. I don't know if you've ever seen it before. But sometimes I can travel. As a cauldron of bats.
Morgan, can I roll like a history to try to recall all the way back when Dro and Yaslin joined the group? And
Oh,
Seamus.
and he was circling.
that
Yeah, go
called
ahead and
that was being
go ahead
nosy.
and roll a history check there.
Oh,
There's a pretty good chance you've seen a cauldron of bats since you've met up with Seamus.
Seamus, you said the cauldron of bats. That's that's weird because I remember back when Yaslin and I met up with you guys after we fought that hideous creature and made it back to Ripple Mid, I think it was. We had went for a walk and it was really weird. I swore I saw he'll like start to like stare at you. It might have been a coincidence, but
Yeah, hard to say with these things, but I've got the feeling there's some more out there.
you know, it's kind of weird that you say that. Being able to hear stuff and last night kind of looking out how quiet and peaceful it was. That same kind of feeling, that connection, that hearing with yours, these bats, and he kind of grins. And I can't remember, does your room have a window?
I don't remember either.
It does have a window. They all have windows. Just some have larger ones, and I think Yaslin has the skylight.
yeah.
I'll walk over to the window. Something about the sea out here. is fascinating. And kind of pulled out the sword. I mean, this whole situation has kind of shine a light on how devastating and calming the waters can be. We talked about growing stronger for this war. And look down the pile of loot. That's definitely happening. And then concerned look on his face. But yes, consequences are happening. The women are in there eating, and yeah, they were in that magic as well. Yaslin didn't seem to have any physical altercations or anything, and I didn't think Margot did till I saw this morning that creature is taking hold of her more. Her arm. And Drill's going to try to cast Minor Illusion and kind of show what he saw on Margot's arm. It is growing stronger. On a lighter note, she cooked us breakfast.
That's worth having a look at.
She catered it for each of us as well. So I think she's finally seen the idea of this group, that we have each other's backs. And plus, it must have been really good because Yaslin didn't say a word. As Dro starts to eat the meat that he stole from Yaslin.
Damn it.
Yeah, it's good.
Still holding that ring. Seamus, do you mind if I hold on to this?
Absolutely not. I think it's yours.
Then Dro's gonna put it on.
You know, I give you a hard time about being the champ. But I can see that you're changing too. And I know that you've got some powers related to the dark. And now you've got these powers related to the water. And I've got a feeling, if you keep reaching, that you're going to tap into the dark of the abyss and find some real power there.
You know, it's weird because most of my life I had Echo. And honestly, I thought my strength came from him because he was willing to do things that I wouldn't. So getting this, and holds the sword kind of in both hands, this power, and having you guys shines a light that I may have been wrong on. And I think that's a good thing. Plus, I'm not the only one that's getting abilities. I mean, you're able to summon that shadow dog, which, by the way, is pretty badass. And then the women between you and me can be pretty terrifying at times on some of the shit they can do.
Yaslin scares the shit out of me sometimes.
Yeah, that's understandable. And Margot keeps throwing fireballs at me.
I've dual fireballs is enough to raise the hair on anybody's neck.
But I think that's a good thing because they have our back and we have theirs. So it should be interesting to see and what skills we get. And I feel, as much as I dread going back home, I feel we all can benefit from something from Aurora's Rest. Let it be knowledge. If you're big into the nightlife, here's your time. And Dro's gonna kind of mess with the ring around this finger, like not really focusing on it, but something new is on his finger, so he's messing with it. He'll start to stand up. At breakfast, by the way, I'm pretty sure I saw a cup of blood. I didn't ask where it came from, but I'm pretty sure that is for you.
I could really go for a drink right now. Let's head down there.
No.
It came from Mary.
Damn.
I heard the Bloody Mary joke earlier, and it was gold. I love it.
As we walk to, Dro's gonna relay the scene that he watched of Margot and Tierman's conversation to Seamus.
Yeah, you guys get down there by the time Yaslin's on her second or third plate.
Probably on her second. She's actually eating not as fast as she typically does, but she's enjoying it and taking her time.
Margot's still studying the sword.
Just walk up and stand next to her as she looks over the sword.
Morning.
Drink for you at the end of the table.
Pick up the goblet. Give it a smell. Swirl it around a little bit.
The legs are thick.
Oh my gosh.
Looks like a good year.
Would not know.
Take a deep draw from it.
Bro, if you want me to magically clean the sword, I can.
I kind of look down. Huh. That's where that went. Maybe later. He's just gonna let it sit at that table in front of her. And then debate if he tries to take another piece of meat or not from Yaslin.
I know the story you told, what happened in Aurora's Rest. I hope you know that what happened on the ship was not the same. I hold nothing against you about that. I mean, I did stab you first and pull you into that pit of corruption magic. It's your fault. None of it was.
He just makes some noise like he's gonna say something and then stops.
Gonna hold my cup up. Say, Margot, I never got a chance to thank you for earlier when those dragons showed up and we got into that fight. I got into quite a mess there when I left the ship. I almost died down there. Just as I was waking up, a couple of fireballs suddenly exploded around me, and I knew that you guys hadn't left me. So just wanted to thank you for that. Cheers.
You're welcome, Seamus, although I did very little in that fight.
You did enough.
Put my hand on Yaslin's shoulder. How are you?
I think she actually kind of stiffens under that touch because she has not been paying attention at all. And it takes her a second, and she just goes, what?
How are you doing? You've been oddly quiet, which would be normal, especially with and look down at the food. But you're taking your time.
Is that a crime?
No, but someone that enjoys meat like yourself normally doesn't leave it there very long, at least long enough for me to steal more than a piece. So, how are you?
I'm alright.
Insight check.
Oh yeah,
Could
Joe's
be
doing the
doing better.
exact same thing.
Go ahead and roll.
Ah, that was almost a 19. Oh, we have sorcery points again.
No
Yes,
way.
it was-
You got the 19. Bro, you've known Yaslin for a long time at this point. Longer than anybody else in the group. And you know when she's... You know when she's putting up a tough face because you've never seen her do it before. It's kind of the first time that something's like actually bothered her deeply. Margot, you see her when somebody's worried about the outside world, their eyes can dart a little bit like something's coming to get them. Yaslin's eyes are kind of lower. Her eyes have been a little bit like half closed, and she's been mostly quiet this morning. You don't read worried about something else. You read worried about herself.
She's gonna turn to face her and kind of put both hands on her arm and like look her dead in the eye. Are you sure everything's alright? We don't know what that magic could have done to us down there.
No. I'm not completely sure. And until I'm sure, do not go into my head.
Okay. Are you safe?
Right now, yes.
She's gonna look at Dro.
No matter. Look at all three of them. Whatever that did, it obviously changed a lot. Some physical. We have each other's back. And Yaslin, the only thing that I've seen that has made you rethink is your pal there. We've dealt
Yeah.
with it once, and whatever that is happening, we'll deal with it the same as we'll deal with that creepy tree. Looks over at Margot. And whatever else we face, looks at Seamus, because I guarantee there's gonna be more.
Yeah.
Probably.
I appreciate it. I just don't know what you guys can do.
Yaslin, you've been with us this whole time. Do we ever have a plan for anything?
No! But usually we can, kind of wing our way into things, just
I mean, you guys winged your way into my dream. There has to be a spell that you can go into someone's mind, and if you
It's-
needed our help there.
it's not my mind, it's more like my soul, but
We'll find a way.
All of us. Looks at Yaslin. It's also oddly quiet. Where is Dyer? And kind of looks at Margot. Tierman.
Oh yes, we should probably help Tierman fix the ship if we want to be out of here today.
be
I couldn't
nice.
get
Before we
to-
left.
I couldn't get a wee bit more of this, could I?
Oh my
Yeah, the
gosh!
machine right over there did it. I just
So
asked
you didn't
for
even
what I
cook
thought you'd
it?
like. I don't
Probably
know
for
how
the
to
best.
cook. I'm sorry.
No,
I
don't.
can make a stew, but it takes all day. You have to prep it in the morning, then it has to sit over the fire. That's about all I
Maybe
can
when
do.
we have more time. If we ever have more time.
I can buy food. That's what I'm good at.
Oh, you're in for a treat when we get to Aurora's Rest. And if the group gets up, I think Jero would walk by and grab Yaslin's hand.
He'd stop and look back at him.
We'll be okay.
I hope so.
And just
I was just gonna say, if
You
anyone's leaving
guys,
Echo's sword, she's going to sheathe it on her hip.
I think he would glance over his shoulder as you did that and just kind of smile.
You guys would look over at Seamus, be holding his mouth underneath the spout.
Oh my gosh, just like drinking from the faucet itself.
Holding the slurping machine on as he.
Inhale.
There's a part of me that wants to stop that, but nope.
What happened? It's
Just
not
let it
happening.
happen. It's been a long.
It's been a long journey.
It's been a long morning already. I just go back and lay on my bed.
Mhm.
I think
We're gonna go around and start
Yes.
mending things together.
You
Jero-
guys start to work on the ship and assist Tierman. What
Right.
you haven't seen from her yet is that as she is working on the ship, she's got a bunch of little little robots that move around and touch different things and work on different things. She's got like a little swarm of helpers that help her out.
Is it tiny servants?
I can do that on a much larger scale, though. And they're not as kind and friendly
What do you
or
mean?
useful. You saw it.
I did.
Oh, it's the golem.
The golems I summoned.
Yeah.
Oh, that thing.
If we need
You
a
guys-
Tierman, if you need something to lift heavy things, I can do it.
I mean, I can do it too. Hello?
I thought you went to sleep. Went and laid down.
I'm pretty sure I'll be able to find a use for both, so don't worry about that. Dro, you eventually find Dyer. He's at the very front of the ship, tilted over and like looking over at the ocean.
Beautiful sight, ain't it?
You know why I chose the College of Water instead of one of the others?
Honestly, I have no clue.
It's because it's impossible to escape from. Water. There is nowhere that you can go that water is not around you, near you, or within you. It's in the air, in the ground, in your blood, in the rain. In that way, it feels like stories for me. It's impossible to escape stories as well.
You make it sound like it's a bad thing. Which,
No, just inevitable.
it's
I like it.
funny you say that. Because most of my life I was escaping and thought it was bad. And I see where you're coming from. And instead of trying to run from the water or from the stories, take advantage of them, use them. And I think
Exactly.
Dro will look out along the ocean just intensely, and then I think he'll take his hand across and fog will begin to roll across.
You're beginning to learn nicely.
Once I stopped thinking of this as a curse, as a bad thing that I made a trade with my other half, my brother, thinking it was a bad thing, and this power was horrible. Realizing I can use it to my benefit to protect, and he'll glance back, my family and those that can't protect themselves. And I guess your stories kind of inspired me. I'll kind of elbow him a little bit.
I guess I've done my job well enough.
So, you said you're departing. Is that upon arriving at Aurora's Rest, or you have another way?
Soon. I know that much. Soon. There's a good chance I won't accompany you all the way to Aurora's Rest. Something about that changed me.
Yeah.
I always knew that my tales helped make the world a little bit of a better place. And there's something weighty about it now. If what we saw was put into the world, I think the way that people look at my people, like we're monsters, well, I think those expressions would be tame. If that corruption spread to anywhere it could, I think this beautiful world would suffer and be darker for it. And so now I look at it in my stories. Quite literally will affect the world. I'm going to spread the news. And I'll figure out a way to protect that place and protect what they sacrificed to contain that. And maybe someday I'll even learn more about them and what they were before all of what we just witnessed. Somebody should know. If no one else on this world knows but me, that seems at least somewhat appropriate.
Well, as much as I hate to admit it, the champion having a PR has been pretty nice.
Oh, come on. Admit it. You like having me around.
Don't push your luck. Well, I'm going to go see if I can be helpful anywhere. Even if that means making sure Yaslin doesn't break anything.
Bad chance.
Yeah.
I heard that.
I'll be there in a bit. This was an assignment that has turned into several friendships that I will never forget. And I have to leave you all soon to start this new journey. The sooner I do that, the less I will miss you all. And it doesn't make any sense. But since I'm about to leave, I need a little bit of space. I'll come help with the ship in a little bit. I just need a little time.
I get that. And Joe will turn. So Dyer's facing out to the water. Joe is facing back to the ship. Put his hand on his shoulder. Sit there for like a second. And then start to make his way to find the rest of them.
You'll hear softly under his breath, "Hail Zat Dro." And that is where we are going to end our episode for tonight.